Before start this video, please subscribe my channel and click on bell icon. Thanks.
Of course, many of these commonly known myths are flat out false. Take, for example, the threat of rain on your wedding day, to reference a famous song. With historical, cultural, and lifestyle stuff, that's at least partially understandable. Mythmaking is a thing that every culture does, right? But other things are very easily disproved by scientific fact. In those cases, it's especially frustrating to see baseless myths persist. And that's what we're covering today. In this list, we'll take a look at 10 scientific facts that are completely phony. Sadly, these 10 items simply won't die out, regardless of how many times they are corrected on the record. Well. At least we're doing our part here, right? Related, 10 facts we all get wrong about colors. 10 Yoga isn't always good. Why yoga can easily destroy your body. Yoga is commonly perceived as a milder exercise compared to mainstream fitness routines. It's often recommended as a safer, lighter alternative to regular workouts. However, there is no evidence supporting the idea that yoga is easier on the body. In fact, one study discovered that yoga can lead to injuries at the same rate as sports-related injuries. Astonishingly, around 21% of the injuries in the study were actually worsened by practicing yoga. That rendered the supposedly low-impact practice just as intense as other popular exercise methods. Clearly, it challenges the notion that yoga is a low-impact activity with minimal risk. Yet the belief that yoga is a gentle and harmless exercise option has persisted. People suffering from joint issues and other wear and tear problems turn to the mindful exercise regimen to escape further pain. Like everything, it's best to do it with a professional around. A yogi ought to be able to tell you what exercises can help you and what will only make things worse. But the fact that some athletes find their injuries actually get worse after yoga certainly goes against the grain of what is supposedly common knowledge. It just goes to show that every exercise action has consequences for the human body. Even the moves that are supposed to be low impact. His mission? To uncover the truth. For a remarkable 60 years, Unger persisted. Then, in 2009, he was honored with the Ig Nobel Prize. His groundbreaking research shattered the myth that knuckle-cracking leads to arthritis. His left hand was fine, and so was his right. Subsequent studies have further supported his findings, too. Now, experts still caution against the practice. They note that while it may not directly cause arthritis, knuckle-cracking can potentially result in diminished grip, strength, and swelling. Thankfully, nowadays, it's all about the fluids. But to hear sports drink companies tell it, plain water isn't enough. Numerous sports drinks like Gatorade, Powerade, and many more have flooded the market. They claim to hydrate athletes and enhance performance better than regular old water. But let's be real, it's mostly a strategy to sell more sports drinks. However, studies have consistently shown that drinking water when your body craves it maximizes performance and is the best way to stay hydrated. Plus, there's the sugar. Sports drinks are absolutely loaded with sugar and offer minimal proven health benefits in that realm. So while their marketing tactics might be good, their effectiveness is dubious at best. You don't have to drink only water. just make the sugary performance-enhancing drinks an irregular treat. Scientists are supposedly concerned that a full-body shock or a heart attack could happen if you wake a sleepwalker. But that's not actually the case. Although there are other issues at play. Sleep specialists now debunk this notion about wake-induced heart attacks. According to experts, millions of sleepwalking incidents occur annually without any reported fatalities caused by sudden awakening. That seems sensible enough. Fear not, though, you do not need to worry about causing a sudden death if you wake a slumbering walker. 4. 6 space pens didn't cost millions. Did NASA spend millions developing a pen when the Russians used pencils? NASA has its fair share of myths and legends in its time. Perhaps the most popular one revolves around the supposed $1 million space pen. It's a story often used to criticize the agency's spending habits. During the space race of the 1960s, American astronauts required a pen that could function in a weightless environment. Supposedly, NASA spent millions and millions of dollars to develop this specialized pen. Sounds like a pretty good deal to us. 5. Nobel's legacy didn't detonate. Did Alfred Nobel really create the Nobel Prize as a PR stunt? The world knows Alfred Nobel as the Swedish chemist famous for inventing dynamite. And also the guy who started the Nobel Prize, of course. But those two facts about his life actually connect in a very misunderstood way. Legend has it that in 1888, after his brother Ludwig's demise, a French newspaper erroneously reported Alfred Nobel's death. So he employed his wealth to establish an institution that would annually award prizes to individuals who had contributed the most to humanity. That's the org that now offers up the Nobel Prize. Interestingly, the exact moment and inspiration for Nobel's idea remain undisclosed until the reading of his own will years later. Letters from his life suggest the idea had been brewing in Nobel's mind for years after originating decades earlier when he received an award from the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences. And let's also dispel one more Nobel myth, shall we? Legend has it that Nobel forbade handing out a Nobel Prize for mathematics due to his resentment toward mathematicians involved in an affair with his wife. Many trainers and fitness enthusiasts think it helps prepare the body. They swear it enhances performance and boosts fitness gains. Besides, you don't want to pull a muscle, right? So as the story has always gone, you're supposed to limber up before physical activity. Touch your toes, do some trunk twists, and get the blood flowing and the muscles loose. But what if that's all wrong? Recent research suggests otherwise, and now we know better. Several studies done in the last few years have actually found that stretching before exercise hinders athletic performance. Contrary to popular belief, stretching doesn't make muscles less prone to injury. At the very least, it's net neutral. And in some cases, it might actually make things worse. Scientists have compared rates of soreness between individuals who stretch before a workout and those who don't, and they discovered little difference. Certain findings indicate stretching cold and tight muscles might even increase the risk of injury during exercise. Yes, really. But while it is true that you can balance an egg during the equinox, you can actually do it on any other day too. The equinox doesn't have any special effect on eggs. It really gained traction in the 1980s, though, when an astronomer from the University of Minnesota decided to test the idea. He tried balancing eggs every day from February 27 to April 3. Amazingly, he succeeded each time. However, he noticed that it became easier toward the end of the experiment. For him, that proved familiarity, and not the equinox, was the key to balancing eggs. Practice makes perfect, after all. So while it's fun to try and balance an egg on the equinox, it's not a phenomenon exclusive to that day. With practice, you can do it anytime throughout the year. In the 1930s, a French bug scientist named Antoine Magnin boldly claimed that bees shouldn't be able to fly. He said their big bodies and small wings didn't make sense aerodynamically. Thanks for watching. Credits to listverse.com. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.